The following is a presentation of RJL 518 Sports Network. Hello, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, and I welcome you here to Cleveland Stadium in the year 1964. I did tell you, of course, I was going to take a break, which I am taking a break from Payoff Pitch, but we're not taking a break from Inside Pitch, and I really want to play some more Inside Pitch games. And after doing the reveal from last night for Payoff Pitch, where the 1985 season was going to be used to play a full season with Payoff Pitch, I know there were a lot of people that were disappointed that 1964, 1977, and of course there were a couple, I'm sure, that 2015 were not chosen for the upcoming season for Payoff Pitch. So, as part of a consolation prize to all of my fans and subs out there, Inside Pitch is going to do 3 one-and-gone tournaments. I got to thank Al, Red Sox fan. His idea for the one-and-done, which he's doing for a 1969 Stratomatic. He has not completed that yet, almost, but I'm hoping he will soon because I love watching him do it. But so he has a one-and-done tournament where you just play one game. It's a single elimination tournament, and I totally agree with the idea, of a one-and-done. I was almost thinking of double elimination, but I thought it might take too long, so I thought single elimination tournaments would be just fine. So Inside Pitch is going to present a one-and-gone tournament. So his is one-and-done, and mine is one-and-gone. So, okay, so it's a little bit of plagiarism on Al, Red Sox fan. If you watch this later, Al, please forgive me. It's your idea. But I kind of liked it. But since he's doing his one-and-done with Stratomatic, I thought I'd go ahead and do it with Inside Pitch. I want to play more Inside Pitch games. I'm getting seasons pretty much every second or third day. I want to play more Inside Pitch. So Payoff Pitch is going to be used for the season replay for 1985, which of course will start November 2nd. And Inside Pitch, we're going to do three tournaments, and for the seasons that did not get picked for Payoff Pitch, which means 1964, 1977, and 2015. Now, of course, Inside Pitch has more seasons than Payoff Pitch has, and maybe we'll continue doing some tournaments. And of course, as more seasons come in, like for instance, I'm still waiting for the 76 and 77 seasons come in, I will still do a season for that, continuing a kind of history of baseball with Inside Pitch. But I want to play more Inside Pitch, and the way to do that is to play some tournaments. So I figured we start with the year 1964, and we'll move our way up. What you're seeing there on your screen is the 20-team single elimination bracket for Inside Pitch 1964 one-and-gone tournament. Every team will be in this tournament. The top seed, of course, was the New York Yankees. They had the best record. The lowest seed, of course, is my New York Mets. They had the worst record, and the 1964 New York Mets were pretty atrocious. You think everyone likes to think as Daniel Patani joins me here at Cleveland Stadium in the year 1964. Welcome. The tournament's a good way to go. That's what I thought, and so I figure, we'll all get a taste of 1964, of a lot of the players. The rules are simple. The rules are simple. This is pretty much a pack of the 1964 Mets and all that stuff. There are no roster limits. There are no pitching limits. Every player, if they are in that roster pack, they are available. However, the starting players must be the players with the most at-bats during the season at that position. So I'm not going to put no 500 player who had 3 at-bats, in the starting rotation. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Every pitcher is available. Every relief pitcher is available. Every pinch hitter is available. Period. There are no, if it's in the pack, if they are in this pack for 1964 Cleveland or whatever, I can play them. But my rule is I'm probably going to use the most at bats. Okay, so it doesn't get so unrealistic. All right. There will be since there are a total of 19 games in this 1964 one and gone tournament, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a possible 5-man rotation. 5 different pitchers, 4 to 5 different pitchers will be used. So if one pitcher is used one game, he will not be starting the next game after that. So it makes things a little bit interesting. It can bring some younger, different pitchers up there. I just thought it would be a nice way to play a little inside pitch. So I thought we'd start with 1964. That was the earliest of the 3 years that did not get chosen. 1977 will be next, and then which I have coming on the way, and 2015 will be available. We'll do 2015 after that. And then after that, we'll see what we do with the inside pitch. Maybe I'll choose another tournament year or so, whatever. But I want to do a consolation prize for the people that didn't get the season they wanted for Payoff Pitch. So I thought this would be a good idea. The New York Mets, the higher seed, the higher seed will always be at the lower seed's ballpark. So number 20, New York Mets, they are at Cleveland Stadium to play the number 13 Cleveland Indians. There is interleague play. It's strictly record versus record. Of course, in a 20-team single elimination tournament, of course, there are teams that receive the bye. So the top 4 teams, of course, in 1964 receive a bye. The New York Yankees received the bye, the Chicago White Sox, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the St. Louis Cardinals all received a bye that will receive a bye into the next round. The Yankees would face the winner of this New York Mets Cleveland game. Chicago White Sox would face the winner of the Kansas City Athletics Minnesota Twins. Philadelphia, the winner of the Washington Senators Chicago Cubs. St. Louis, the winner of the Houston Colt 45s and Boston Red Sox. And we'll go in order by games, as you can see, because each game is numbered on this bracket that you can get from printyourbrackets.com. I was almost thinking of a double elimination tournament, but I just didn't want it to go so long. And I just think singles elimination, and it actually makes it a lot more pressure on the team to win. I just felt it'd be a good idea. And, this is going to be done as non-broadcast style. We're just going to roll and play. Not how I do the Payoff Pitch season. For those of you who are wondering, of course, the 1985 Payoff Pitch season will start November 2nd. I really wanted to start with the Toronto Blue Jays against the Kansas City Royals. A lot of people wanted me to start with the Detroit Tigers getting their rings. They hosted the Cleveland Indians in the first game. So I'm going to do, for those of you who watch this, there will be an opening day doubleheader on November 2nd. So I'm going to do both games. I'll do Cleveland at Detroit first, then Toronto at Kansas City after that to start the 1985 Payoff Pitch season. But today it's about inside pitch, and I really want to play more inside pitch. So that's why I went ahead and did this. That's why I got inside pitch ready to play. I really am loving inside pitch. I think it's awesome. It's a lot more deeper than Payoff Pitch. Payoff Pitch is easier to play. Inside pitch is a lot more depth. And I just wanted to play some more inside pitch, and I just didn't want to do it by myself offline. I wanted to share my games with you guys, whether you like them or not, and that's okay. So sit back. We're going to play some inside pitch. Game number 1 of the 1964 one and gone tournament. It is the first turn, and the first game up will be the number 20 New York Mets versus the number 13 Cleveland Indians. It will be Tracy Stallard versus Sam McDowell. They are the starting pitchers here at Cleveland Stadium. And I'll go ahead and introduce the starting lineups for you, even though I usually like to just go ahead and introduce them as we play. But I'll give you the starting lineups. For the New York Mets, batting first, playing center field, will be Jim Hickman. Batting second, playing second base is Ron Hunt. Batting third, first baseman Ed Kranepool. Batting fourth, in right field is Joe Christopher. Left field is Joe Christopher. Batting fifth, third baseman Charlie Smith. Batting sixth, the catcher Jesse Gonder. Batting seventh, shortstop Roy McMillan. Batting eighth, in right field is George Altman. And batting ninth will be the pitcher for the Mets, Tracy Stallard. For the Cleveland Indians, batting first will be shortstop Dick Hauser. Batting second, center fielder Vic Davalillo. Batting third, in left field, Leon Wagner. Batting fourth at first base is Bob Chance. Batting fifth, catcher John Romano. Batting sixth, right field, Tito Francona. Batting seventh, third base, Max Alvis. Batting eighth, second base, Larry Brown. And batting ninth, the pitcher is Sam McDowell. Of course, this is 1964. There were no designated hitters used. And of course, if we have to play interleague play in 1977, I have created some American League pitcher batting cards so that we can have the designated when we're at a National League ballpark. The rules are simple. I'm still going to utilize the DH. So at the American League ballpark, the DH will be used. In the National League ballpark, there's no DH, but in 1964, the DH was not available yet. So their pitchers will be batting in this entire tournament. I hope everybody enjoys this. If everybody wants me to continue this, please let me know in the comments. If you're not finding it, if you're liking, I understand that too. Please let me know that also. The Cleveland Indians are the home team, so we'll use the red and white dice for the main dice, and blue and black will stand by. So let's play ball. Top of the first inning here at Cleveland Stadium, game number 1 of this tournament. And leading off for the 1964 New York Mets will be center fielder Jim Hickman. Let's play some ball. Why not? I think a tournament's a good way to go, and Daniel Patani seems to agree with me. So let's play ball. Sam McDowell's card is a 4-6. That is a walk plus 10, and against a lefty, Jim Hickman's is a 13 and an 18, but to add 10 to that, so it becomes a 23, and that does fall. So Sam McDowell walks the first batter he faces. He will go to first, and that will bring up Ron Hunt. Jim Hickman, the only way he can do an attempt is a hit and run. And there is a pickoff chance, so McDowell, we will roll the strat die as a 5. There's nothing going on. So Ron Hunt will now bat. What's not to like, as he says. Okay. Let's play ball. 3-6. That is a strikeout possibility on Hunt. An 18 is way too high. And a 2-3 on Hunt's card, and that is a fly ball hit to right field. And that is 1 out. Next batter will be Ed Kranepool. Anything going on in the strat roll? That is a 16, and nope, not with a bunt rating of 2, so nothing going on there. 1-5. Sam McDowell's card is a strikeout, and 18 is too high on both the 6 or the 9 for Kranepool. Add +2 to Cleveland Stadium for strikeouts. Nothing changes for walks or home runs in Cleveland Stadium in 1964, a.k.a. known as the mistake by the lake, as Dave at Baseball Demos likes to say, and he's 100%. He's 100% correct. 2-4 on Ed Kranepool's card. That is a ground ball. That is a ground ball to second base. His double play rating is a 2. Infield's automatically in with a runner on halfway, or rather with a runner on first base. That's going to be a rule. Okay, unless I do not state it. So the double play rating becomes a 3, no double play. The ball was hit to second, so the shortstop's automatically the pivot man, and that is Hauser. So, and he's a +1 to pivot. So a 1-4, they turn the double play. It's a 5. They do not. Hickman's base running rating is lower than this, so Hickman is thrown out at second. Kranepool makes it to first. There are 2 outs on the fielder's choice. And that will bring up Joe Christopher. This 64 Mets team was awful. It really was bad. I mean, the difference between the other, if you look at the New York Mets teams from the first few ones, the 1962, 63, and 64, the 62 Mets, even though they're considered maybe the worst team in baseball, that's really not true. All right. The 62 Mets were really lovable losers. Look, they came into the league, all right, in 1962. Look, the National League was stocked with talent. There was no way that team was going to compete against the likes of Frank Robinson, Sandy Koufax, a young Bob Gibson, Don Drysdale, Ernie Banks, Willie Mays. There was no way, Stan Musial, Eddie Matthews. There was no way they were going to compete in a league like that. 2 outs, Kranepool on first now. And with 2 outs, I usually don't roll a strategy die. It's going to be normal. So a 6-1 on McDowell's is a blank. and a 6-2 on Christopher's card. That's a single past the second baseman. That's going to be a base hit. And S4 is Cranepool needs a base running rating of a 2. It has base running rating of a 2, but because there's 2 outs, it adds 1, so it becomes a 3. In order to get the third base, he needs a 3. He will have it, and Cranepool will advance to third on a base hit by Christopher. And that will bring up Charlie Smith with runners at first and third, 2 outs. The Indians will keep it normal. 3-3 on Sam McDowell's card. That is a strikeout possibility of 2. Smith is way over that, and he will strike him out. So nothing for the Mets. There was a hit. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Of course, I didn't tell anybody I was going to do this. So for those of you who are joining me now, surprise, more baseball. I just want to play more inside pitch. So we're going to do the 3. So for those of you who are just joining us, we're going to do the 3 years, 64, 77, and 2015, the 3 years that did not get chosen for Payoff Pitch as a consolation prize. So at least you get to see some of your players in action. Bottom of the first inning, Tracy Stallard gets the call for this first game for the 1964 New York Mets. And leading off for the 64 Cleveland Indians will be Dick Hauser. The lineups were set by me, but I utilized Baseball Reference to put together the most optimized lineup. So baseball, I chose the players with the most at-bats for the season at their positions, and then I used Baseball Reference to set up the lineup. So these are really not my lineups. Tracy Stallard, let's see what he does here. Stallard is a 3-6. That is a walk plus 10 and 18. And against a right-hander, it's a 17, becomes a 27. So, yeah, he walks Hauser. He walks the leadoff batter. The next batter will be Vic Davalillo. Hauser's attempt to 3. See if he does anything. That is a 5, and that is going to be and it's a 3, and it's a 4. Because of Stallard's stolen base rate of this here, so it's a 4. It's a 5, so it's going to be a hit and run by Vic Davalillo. So hit and run is on. 4-5 on Stallard's card. That is a blank since he's not tired. Vic Davalillo, that is a 5-2, and that is a fly ball to right field, and he'll have to get back, so that is 1 out. Next batter will be Leon Wagner. And Stallard's got, 28? So let's see here. And McDowell's is 30. So 9, 8, 27, 8, 9, 30 for tired. See if it does anything for Hauser again. That is a 1. This time, Hauser's going to try to steal. His stolen base rating is a 15. Stallard doesn't give him anything. The Gonder's catcher arm is a -1. So it is a 14. So a 1-14, Hauser steals second base. He does. So obviously he couldn't get the hit and run, but Hauser does get the steal. And now Leon Wagner is the batter. Well, he'll get a chance to hit. That is a 2-6 on Stallard's card. Possible strikeout, 17 too high. Wagner 4-2, and that is a single past the shortstop. That's a base hit. So we know he goes. Wagner's base running rating is a 4. To score from second to home, Dick Hauser needs a 3, and he's got a 4, and it's the easiest one. So Hauser will come in to score, and the Indians jump out to a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Wagner. Wagner will hold it first. And the batter for the Indians will be Bob Chance. Wagner has an attempt rating of 2. Does he do anything? Is a 13? No. 5-3 on Stallard's card is a strikeout possibility of 3 is definitely good. And he will strike out Chance for the second out. Next batter will be the catcher, John Romano. With 2 outs, I'm not going to roll strategy. 1-6 on Stallard's card is a possible strikeout against a righty. It's a 9, and a +2, and that's definitely Romano with a 12 becomes a 14, but a 9 is good, and he strikes out Romano, and the inning is over. 1 run on 1 hit for the Indians. At the end of 1, Cleveland leads 1-0. The winner of this game, of course, gets a date with the 64 New York Yankees. Yeah, good luck with that. Possibility I could be doing more than 1 video per day because I really want to get more baseball in. Top of the 2nd inning, leading off for the New York Mets will be Jesse Gonder. And that is a 4-2 on McDowell's card. Strikeout 15, and even with the +2, it's a 14, still too high. Gonder gets a chance to swing. 1-2, ground out to second base. 1 out. Next batter is Roy McMillan. 4-3 on McDowell's card is a possible walk, and a 5 on McMillan's card, a 4 on the die. Yep, he will walk him. And that is the 2nd walk given up by Sam McDowell. He issued about 94. He issued 94 walks in 1964. So with 173 innings pitched, let's see here, 173 divided by 94. He averaged about 2 walks per 9 innings. I usually give that stat anyway, during payoff pitch games. Next batter will be George Altman. Let's see, his attempt rating is a 1. See if he does anything. It is a 1, but a -1 on Sam McDowell's card makes it a 0. So nothing going on. 2-3 on McDowell's card. That is a possible wild pitch. 17 on the die, and a 1-10, 11, 13. There is no wild pitch, so we re-roll again on McDowell's card. That is a 6-4 on his card. This time it goes to here. A possible single against the lefty, against the left-handed batter needs to be a 1-4, and it is a 1, and Altman singles past the pitcher, and that is a base hit. Roy McMillan needs to have a base running rating of 4 to get to third base. His base running is only a 2. He will hold at second base. So it looks like the Mets are in business here with runners at first and second and 1 out. And that brings up the pitcher, Tracy Stallard. He batted .190. He has a bunt rating of 3. Let's see if they're going to call a bunt. Or is he going to hit away? A 19. And yes, they're going to call a bunt. So Tracy Stallard will go ahead and bunt. I don't know if I really want to do that. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Stallard could actually hit the ball, but you go ahead and bunt and try to get a run in. So they're going to try a bunt. See what kind of a bunt attempt we get. And that is a 4-2. And that is a strikeout. Now, when you're attempting a bunt with a strikeout, it's halved. So you have the strikeout rating. So Stallard is a 19. You cut that in half. That becomes, that's of course 19 19.5. You have that, and that becomes like 8.5. But the die roll it's pretty much on a 17. Stallard does not strike out. So now you go ahead and you do the bunt. Stallard's bunt rating is a 3. And it is a 1, and it is bunted back to the pitcher, to McDowell. It is a 7, and it is a good bunt, a successful sacrifice bunt. So McMillan will go to third, Altman goes to second, and Stallard is thrown out at first. Some of the rules here can be a little confusing. Can be a little confusing with the base running and with all the extra, but as I said, inside pitch is a lot deeper than payoff pitch. It's not like rolling a die and, oh, that's it. That's what happens. No, actually a little bit more and deeper than that. Runners at second and third for the Mets. Here's Jim Hickman. Sam McDowell, 3-1. That is a possible walk, and and against the lefties, a 13 and 11. And yes, he walks Hickman. So now the bases are loaded. That's the second time Hickman was walked. And now a big chance for the Mets and Ron Hunt. Remember, 1 and gone. You lose, you're out. Already bases loaded here for the Mets in the top of the second. And of the the Indians are calling the normal infield play because they just need to get it out. 6-3 on Sam McDowell's card. Possible home run check. Ron Hunt's a righty. Against it is a 1-11. It is a 10. He does have a chance. So now we roll on this die against the lefty. He needs a 1-7 to get a home run. Does Ron Hunt get a grand slam? Yes, he does. It's a 5. There's nothing here from Cleveland Stadium. 7 is a 5. Ron Hunt just blasted a grand slam for the New York Mets. A grand slam home run by Ron Hunt. And the Mets just went out in front 4-1. How about that? And that's the first grand slam I've had playing inside pitch. Of course, I haven't played that many games but so far. But that is the first grand slam. Ron Hunt blasts the grand slam for the Mets. And they take a 4-1 lead. How about that? Sam McDowell can't be happy with that. Still 2 outs, and the batter is Cranepool. 6-1 is a blank on McDowell's card. 6-4 on Cranepool's card is a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. The Mets get 4 runs on 1-2 hits and a walk and a good sacrifice. We go to the bottom of the second inning with the Mets leading 4-1. How about that? How about my Mets getting a grand slam? Can they actually win this game? Long way to go. Bottom half of inning number 2, leading off for 1964 Cleveland, will be Tito Francona. That is a 4-5. That is a blank because Stallard is not tired. 6-1 on Francona's card is a ground out to short. Here's Max Alvis. He's at third base. 6-5 on Stallard's card. That is at the ballpark. 6-1 of the ballpark. That is a double straightaway center field. And Alvis is on second. And the next batter is Larry Brown. Alvis has an attempt rating of 2 to try to steal third base. With a 10 stolen base, I don't think you're down 4-1. I'm not going to roll a strategy on this, but there is a chance for pickoff. That is a 1. He does have a chance to steal third. Stolen base rating is a 10. Stallard doesn't give anything to it. Gonder's arm is a -1 to be a 9 for him to steal. I'm going to overrule it, and I'm just going to say no. So I'll let Stallard hit. 4-5 on Stallard's card. That is a blank because he's not tired. Larry Brown, 4-1, and that is a star line 3, and that is a ground ball to second base. Alvis will move over to third, but there are 2 outs. And that will bring up the pitcher, Sam McDowell, and he'll hit away with 2 outs on him with 2 outs. Stallard with the pitch, 5-1. Possible error on a grounder. McDowell, 3-5. And that is a ground ball back to Stallard. He has an error rating of 8, but a 9 is on the dice. He'll get it. He will throw to first and retire the side. No runs for the Indians. They did get a hit. And at the end of 2, the Mets still lead it 4-1. So it's a lot more. Inside pitch is a lot more deeper. I'm not going to say it's better than payoff pitch. Both games are awesome. I love playing both. But I want to play more inside pitch. That's why I decided to do a little 1964 tournament. Top of the third, Joe Christopher leads off for the Mets. 2-3 on McDowell's card. Wild pitch, but that's a foul away since there's nobody on base, so we re-roll. 5-2, a possible strikeout. And against the lefty, his is a 9. It's a 7 plus 2, and Christopher does go down. That is a strikeout. Now the batter is Charlie Smith. 5-4 on McDowell's card. That is a strikeout possibility. A 16 against the lefty is a 15. +2 from Cleveland Stadium makes it a 17. 16, Charlie Smith does go down on strikes. Sam McDowell gets help from Cleveland Stadium. 2 outs. And now the batter is Jesse Gonder. Mets grand slam. How sweet. I know, right? How about that? These 1964 Mets trying to play scrappy. Trust me, this team was awful. 1964 Cleveland wasn't much better. 5-3 on McDowell's card, and that is a S1, but it would be a blank since he's not tired. Jesse Gonder, 1-1, ground out to third. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Mets. And we go to the bottom of the third inning. It's a very possibility I might just not be playing just one game a day. I might play 1, 2, maybe do 3 games. Just add some more inside pitch to my thing here as I still prepare my next Payoff Pitch 1985 season. I am really looking forward to doing that. 1985 is going to be a lot of fun to play out. Let's see. Bottom of the third. Coming up for the Indians, who leads off? Dick Hauser leads off, actually. 3-4 on Stallard's card. Range play at the ballpark. That is a 2-4, and that is a ground ball to third. Ground ball to first. So the ball was hit to Kranepool. His range is a 3. First things first, got to find out if he makes the play. He does. It's a 2. He does make the play. A nice play by Kranepool, and he'll throw it to Stallard to get the out. It was covering the bag. 1 out. Next batter will be Vic Davalillo. 6-2. Range play again, but this time off of Davalillo's card. 2-3. That is a star line 5. That's a fly ball to left. So Christopher is the call right now. He has a range of a 3. So a 1-3, he makes the play. He does. It rolls a 2, and Christopher guns it down and makes a nice play out there. That is the second out. Geez, these 64 Mets are playing like the 86 Mets. Here's Leon Wagner for the Indians. 5-1, possible error on a grounder. Wagner, 6-6. That's a ground ball to second base. The ball is hit to Hunt. His error rating is a 6. A 20 is too high. Hunt's got it, throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Mets. And at the end of 3, it is still 4-1. Could the Mets maybe hold on to win this game and have a date to play the New York Yankees? Because that's who they would play next. Top of the 4th inning. Sam McDowell back on the mound for 64 Cleveland. Leading off for the 64 Mets is Roy McMillan. 5-6 on McDowell's card. That is a blank against the righty. McMillan 6-3. That is a star line 5. That's grounded to first. 1 man down. Here is George Altman. Like I said, playing a 1964 tournament, at least get to see some of the players that would have been seen if 1964 was the season chosen for Payoff Pitch. Sam McDowell, 6-6, strikeout plus. That becomes an 8. That becomes a +10. Against the lefty, it is an 11. He's got an 8, and yeah, Altman strikes out. 2 down. And that will bring up the pitcher, Tracy Stallard. And he'll bat. 2-3 on McDowell's card. Wild pitch. It's a foul ball. 4-6. A walk +10. Stallard again his walk rating is a 0, but you add 10 to that. Nothing from Cleveland Stadium is an 18. The die roll is still an 18, so there's still no walk. So Stallard does get a chance to hit. And that is a 4-6, and that's a star line 6, and that's flew out to center field. 1-2-3, go the Mets. Bottom of the 4th. Bob Chance leads off for Cleveland. 1-4, Stallard's card fouled away. 1-4 again, fouled away, strike 2. 1-6, that is a possible walk. Against the righty is a 9, a 2, and he walks Chance. Leadoff walk. And the batter will be John Romano. Chance has an attempt rating of 1, plus 1 there makes it a 2. Is anything going on? It is a 9. Nope. Infield halfway. 2-5, and that is a strikeout possibility against the righty. Against the right is a 12, but a 19 is too high, even with the extra 2 from Cleveland Stadium. So Romano gets the swing. 3-1, that's a ground ball to third. So do they turn 2? So the third baseman, so it's a third baseman. Romano's a right-handed batter, so the second baseman is the pivot guy. Hunt has no extra pivot. So it is a ground ball double play of 4. Nothing from Stallard. The infield is halfway, makes it a 5. So a 1-5, it's a double play. It is a 5. Third base to second base to first base, 2 outs. How about these Mets? A 5-4-3. And now the batter is Tito Francona with 2 outs. 3-5, Stallard's card possible walk. A 3 is going to do it. That puts Francona on at first. So he walks another batter. And now the batter will be Max Alvis. Alvis hit a double his last time up. 2 outs. I'm not going to roll strat. 3-4 on Stallard's card. Range play at the ballpark. 2-5. That is a fly ball to left. The ball was hit to Christopher. His range is a 3. So 1-3, he makes it. This time he doesn't. This time Christopher doesn't. So now the question is it a single or a double? 1-4, it's a single. 5-6, that's a double. And that is a double to left field instead. So on a double to left, we already know Alvis is on at second. We know Francona's at a third. His base running rating is a 3. To get from first to home is a -1. So a 3 - 1 is a 2. But because there's 2 outs, you add the 1 back. So it's a 3. So you roll 2 dice. So 1-3, Francona will score. 4 or 5, he holds. 6, someone's out. It is a 3, and he will score. Francona scores on the RBI double by Alvis. And it's now 4-2. Oh, those bases on balls. Alvis holds at second base. The batter now will be Larry Brown. Stallard, 6-6. That's a blank. Larry Brown, 5-6. And against a right-hander, that is going to be a ground ball to short. It's picked up by McMillan. He'll throw to first and end the inning. The Indians do get 1 on 1 hit and a couple of walks at the end of 4. The Mets lead the Indians 4-2. In game 1 of this one-and-gone tournament, thanks to Al Red Sox fan for the idea of he has one and done in 1965. Top of the 5th, leading off for the Mets will be Jim Hickman. Hickman walked twice. 5-5, Sam McDowell. That is a possible hit by pitch of 3. -3 is a 0, so no hit by pitch. 3-4 on Hickman's card. Popped it up right to first. 1 out. And the next batter will be Ron Hunt. McDowell, 6-6, a strikeout plus 10. Against the lefty becomes a 13 and a 4, definitely. Hunt whiffs, and he is out of there. That's out number 2. And now the batter is Cranepool. 5-5 on McDowell's card. That's a possible hit by pitch, but again, in the same exact rule. Hit by pitch chance. He has a 3, but Sam McDowell is a -3 to hit by pitch. It was a 3-year, so no hit by pitch. Cranepool gets a chance to swing. And that is a 4-2, and that's a fly out to right. And down go the Mets, 1-2-3. Still leading 4-2. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Stallard not doing too bad. Stallard had a 3.78 ERA. He was 10 wins, 20 losses in 1964 for the Mets. Who leads off? Let's see. The pitcher, Sam McDowell, is due to bat. This will be his second turn at bat. One rule I actually want to keep: all batters must bat at least twice before I think of doing a pinch hitter. That one rule I want to keep. 4-2. Stallard pitching to pitcher. 6-5. That's at the ballpark. 3-5 at Cleveland Stadium, and that is going to be a rare play. So we go to the rare play chart with nobody on base. We re-roll the dice. Red first. 5-4. Slow roller fielded by the catcher, who possibly bobbles, then possibly throws wild to first. Resolved by rolling against the catcher error rate. First for the bobble, then for the throw. Okay, so the catcher's error rate, which is Gonder, his error rating is a 13. So 13 or lower, he commits an error. That's an 11. Yep, that's an error. That is an error. That's for the bobble. So he does bobble. And so that's going to put Sam McDowell on at first base. That's an error. That is an E2. First error on the Mets. So you allow an error to put the pitcher on the base pads. That's kind of meh. But very well. Next batter will be Dick Hauser. There is a pickoff chance for Stallard, so we roll the die anyway. A 20 does have a chance to pick off. A 12 doesn't happen, so now he'll roll normally. That is a 4-1. That is a blank. Hauser 4-4. That is a star line 4. That's a ground ball to third. So a double play chance. Hauser's double play rating is a 2 +1 because the infield halfway is a 3. I already know the pivot of the arm of the second baseman is a 0. So a 1 to 3, they turn 2. And they do. Third base to second base to first base, double play. How about that, people? Another 5-4-3 double play, and erases the runner due to the error. Second double play, Cleveland grounded into. And the next batter will be Vic Davalillo, and he's flown out twice. And that was interesting. 3-2 on Stallard's card, hit by pitch +2. With a 1 is a 3, but a 12 is too high, so it's a blank. Davalillo 1-3 pops up to second base, or I should say popped out to second base, and that will do it. So no runs, no hits. There was an error. At the end of 5, the Mets still lead it 4-2. We go to the top of the 6th. Leading off for the Mets will be Joe Christopher. He is 1 for 2 tonight here at the Mistake by the Lake. Sam McDowell 5-6. That is a blank against the right. Joe Christopher 4-5, and that is a possible hit to center field as a 5 against the left-handed pitcher, and that falls up top here. Lefty, a 3-9. That's a 5. Christopher smacks a leadoff double for the Mets, and he has his second hit of the night. And the Mets have a big run in scoring position. And the batter will be Charlie Smith. McDowell does have a pickoff rating attempt because he has a balk and pickoff, so we have to roll to see if anything happens. Strategy must be rolled. That is an 8, nothing going on, so now it'll be a normal at bat. 5-1 for McDowell. Possible, that's a strikeout, a 13 against a left-handed pitcher, a 15, 13, not a problem. And Smith strikes out for the third straight time. He's got the hat trick. Next batter will be Jesse Gonder. Christopher still on at first. No pickoff attempt, and his attempt rate, nothing going on either. So no hit and run. 2-6 for McDowell's card. That is a blank against the left. Gonder, 3-4. That is a single past the shortstop. That's a base hit. Gonder will immediately go to first base. Christopher goes to third. Does he score? We'll find out. To a single past the second. It needs to be a 3. Christopher's base running rating is a 3. There's no check on the outfielder arm because it's straight to the infield. Christopher will score, and the Mets take a 5-2 lead on an RBI single by Gonder. I don't know. Did these guys have some 1986 or 1969 Mets in there? I don't know. Gonder on at first. Sam McDowell looked like not getting to do the job. Indian bullpen getting ready to go. Roy McMillan leads off for New York. Gonder on at first. He has no attempt rating, but there can still be a pickoff attempt. And nothing going on. Sam McDowell, that is a 4-3, a possible walk. And there's a 5, a 6. It's no added or subtracted from Cleveland Stadium, so it's no walk. McMillan, 6-5. And that is a fly out to center. And that is out number 2. Fly out to center. Can Gonder get to second base? They'd have to subtract 3 from his base running rating. Gonder, of course, is not going anywhere. 2 down. And now a chance for George Altman with a runner at first. And that is a 19. And nothing going on there, I don't think. No, nothing. His bunt rating is nothing going on. So McDowell will pitch. And that is a 5-6. And that is a strikeout plus 10 against the left. And against the left, makes that a 21. A 19. Yep, he got him. And he strikes out Altman. And that will end the inning. The Mets do get a run on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Mets are leading 5-2. And no one's more surprised at this than me. Tracy Stallard will pitch the bottom of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Cleveland Indians will be Leon Wagner. And that is a 6-2, and that is a range play on Wagner's card. 5-4, and that is a single to first base. So Cranepool has a range of 3. It is a single listed now. From 1 to 3, he makes it and turns into a grounder. Cranepool makes the play. He's got it, and he'll throw it to Stallard to get the out. 1 down. Takes a hit away. That's the another thing I like about inside pitch. Single hits can become outs, and outs can become hits. And it can happen on any one of these boxes on the batter's card. Unlike Stratomatic, where the only way you check a range play is if it's on the pitcher card, okay? But a range play can happen anywhere here or anywhere here. So any hit can become an out, and any out can become a hit. That's one thing I love about inside pitch. There's Bob Chance. Stallard, 1-6. That is a walk possibility against the lefty. A 3 will do it. Chance will go to first. Second time Chance has been walked. And now the batter is John Romano. He grounded out into a double play last time up. Infield halfway. Attempt rating is a 1. Is anything going? They still got to roll strategy. See what happens. That is an 11. Nothing going on. 6-1. Stallard's card's a blank. John Romano, 3-2, and that is a star line 4. That's a ground ball to third, so here we go again. Double, grounder, double play, 4. Nothing added from Stallard was a 0. The infield is halfway, was a 5. The pivot man is a 0. So 1-5, Romano grounds out into another double play. He does. Third base to second base to first base. Side retired. How about those Mets? Another 5-4-3 double play grounded out by Romano. No runs, no hits, no errors. And there was a walk at the end of 6. The Mets still lead the Indians 5-2. Could the 20th seed pull out an upset and beat the 13th seed? Top of the 7th inning. This will be McDowell's. I'm pretty sure this will probably be McDowell's last inning. He's given up 5 runs already. They'll see if he gets him in any trouble, they'll probably yank him already. Cleveland bullpen ready to go. Who leads off? Tracy Stallard. He's got like 5 batters left before he gets tired. 7th inning, 5-2. Do I want to keep him out there? Do I want to start going to the bullpen? Let's see. What do we do here? What do we do? Let him hit. I'll let him hit. This is 1960s baseball, so I would think they'll probably let him hit. Sam McDowell. That is a 2-5. That's a possible error. Stallard's card, 6-6, a ground ball to second base. The ball is hit to Brown. His error rating is a 5, and that is a 5, and Brown is going to commit an error. And that is just a 1-base error, so Stallard will get to first. And the Indians commit an error now. That is an E4. And the Indians commit their first error of the game. So now Stallard's on at first base, a big run there. And the batter is Jim Hickman. Anything going on by McDowell? That is a 10. No, nothing going on. 3 innings. There are 3 innings left. And usually the strat roll is supposed to be that if you go by the minus roll. Thing about that sometimes confuses me. Let me see here. Strategy roll. I think it's yeah. So I'll still roll strat. Stallard on at first base. Hickman the batter. 3-3 on McDowell's card. Strikeout possibility against the lefty in 11. 18 is too high. Hickman, 6-3. That is a single into right field. Stallard goes to second. Single to right field. To get from first to third, it'd be a +2. Stallard's base running rating is a 2, and that becomes a 4. The right fielder, Francona's arm is a +2, which is a 6. So Stallard automatically goes to third base. There is no throw. Hickman holds it first. A 6+, and the outfielder attempts no throw on the runner. The runner gets the extra base. Of course, Hickman stays at first. So the Mets are in business with runners at first and third, nobody out in the top of the 7th. And I think that's going to do it for McDowell. So McDowell's going to leave the game, and the Indians will go to the bullpen. The next batter for the Mets is Ron Hunt, a righty. So let's see who the Indians want to bring up to pitch. Well, let's see. Looks like it's going to be Gary Bell. Don McMahon is their main reliever, but he has the most relief appearances. But he's the closer. So one rule I am going to make is that if it's not a safe situation, close, I will not bring the closer in. So Gary Bell will pitch for 64 Cleveland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can be tired here. And the batter is Ron Hunt. Nobody out here. Top of the 7th. Mets looking to get more runs. See what happens. That is a 3-4 on Bell's card. Strikeout, possibility of 20, way too high. Hunt gets a chance to swing, 3-1, and that is a ground ball to third base. With nobody out and 2 outs and 5-2 lead, the Indians would have played the infield in. So with that, a ground ball to third base, and Tracy Stallard's base running rating is a 2. It becomes a 0. So in this case, I'm going to say the third baseman will go ahead and look the runner back, which means Hickman will advance to second, and Hunt is out, 1 out. And that will bring up Ed Kranepool. Runners at second and third. The infield is still going to be in by the Indians. Can't allow any runs to score. 5-5 on Bell's card. That is a possible home run check against the lefty. It's a 1. It's a 6. So no home run check there. So it's a blank. 2-4, and that is a ground ball to second base. The infield is in. The infield is in. Now, first, do I say Tracy Stallard moves or doesn't? Well, with runners at second and third, he actually has to go because Hickman be running. So Stallard is coming home on a ground ball to second. On a ground ball to second. But with the infield in, though, Tracy Stallard's base running rating automatically becomes a 0. So Stallard is automatically out since I send him home there. And Hickman will go to third. Kranepool is on at first, but there are 2 outs. And, of course, if I'm doing this wrong, if anybody watches it and see how I did that wrong, please let me know. But I know you have to make the choice to send the runner first, and then the defense chooses what to do. And with runners at second and third, with a ball hit to second base, I'm pretty sure the runners would move on. So the runner's thrown out at home. There are 2 outs. But now runners at first and third with a chance for Joe Christopher, who's actually doing pretty well. Christopher's 2 for 3 tonight, but now there are 2 outs. Gary Bell, 4-1. That is a blank against the right. Christopher, 1-1. Fly out to left, and that'll end it. The Mets get no runs on 1 hit and an error. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's still tied 5, and not tied. It's still 5-2 Mets. I'm going to say this will probably be Tracy Stallard's last inning, even though I did have him bat. So Stallard will come out to pitch. And leading off for the Indians is Tito Francona. Mets with a 5-2 lead. The Mets win here, and they're going to play the Yankees in the next game. That would be game number 9. Game number 9, yeah. That would be game number 9. The Mets would play the Yankees because the Yankees are the number 1 seed in 1964. Stallard's pitch to Francona. 1-3. Possible error on a throw. Francona, 2-2. That is a single. That is a single past the shortstop. Now the question is an error made a 7? McMillan's shortstop rating is a 7, so it is an error as well. So it's a base hit and an error. It's a base hit and an error. So it's an infield single and then a bad throw, which allows Francona to go to second. So an E6, and that is the second error on the Mets in this game. And that puts a runner at second base. The batter now will be Max Alvis, and he is 2 for 2 today. Stallard does have a chance for a pickoff. Doesn't get it there. Francona is not going to steal third. That's ridiculous. Stallard with the pitch. That is a 2-4. It's a blank. Alvis 4-6, and that's a ball hit to left field against the right-handed batter, and that is a 5. It's going to be a double from Max Alvis. Francona automatically scores. Alvis gets a big double, and now it is 5-3. Five to 3 now, with the tying run coming to the plate. And that is in the form of Larry Brown. Can they keep Stallard in there? I think that's going to be it for Stallard. That's it for Stallard. He's done. Stallard did a heck of a job, I think. So Stallard is out of there. Mets will go to the pen. Not a safe situation. So let's see who we want to bring in. But they will bring in one of their better relievers, I'm sure. Although, I don't know what great relievers they had in 1964. That team was just awful. And they're going to bring in only a few closers had a few saves. I'm going to bring in Larry Bernarth will come in and pitch for the Mets. And we'll see if the Mets can hold this. That's, by the way, the third base hit for Max Alvis. He's 3 for 3. And Larry Brown leads off for the Indians. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-3. This could be their night. Could be. But right now, the Mets are in a little bit of trouble. But I'm playing both teams equally. Alvis on at second. Brown at the plate. Tying run. Larry Bernard, the pitcher now. 5-2. That's a blank. And a 4-2 on Brown's card is a star line 2. And that is a ground ball to second. So that's going to be 1 out. But Alvis will advance to third. So it's a fielder's choice. And now we'll see a pinch hitter for the Indians, definitely, as Gary Bell was due to bat. So the Indians will bring in a pinch hitter. And they're going to bring in Fred Whitfield. He batted .270 and has a number of bats, 293 at bats, good enough for me to use. So Fred Whitfield will go up against Larry Bernard, 1 out. The Mets are leading 5-3. That is a big run at third base. They're going to play the infield back and just try to get outs. Larry Bernard, 2-2. Possible error on a throw. Whitfield, 1-6. Ground ball to short. Ground ball to short. The ball is hit McMillan. His error rating is a 7. It is a 17, so there's no error. So they get the out at first. Alvis. They were going to. Cleveland does send the runner home. So actually, I should have said Alvis is coming home. They're going to take the short route at first. It's 5-4, but they're now 2 outs. Five to 4 now. That is a fielder's choice, but a run does come in. And now the batter is Dick Hauser for the Indians. 3-3 on Bernard's card as a blank. Hauser, 1-6, fly ball to right, and that'll end the inning. The Indians get 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. 7 in the books here at Cleveland Stadium. It is now 5-4 Mets. Shouldn't say still, 5-4 Mets. We go to the top of the 8th. We'll see a new pitcher for the Indians. Leading off for the Mets will be Charlie Smith. So we'll probably see a right-hander. Let's see who we want to bring in for the Indians. Ted Abernathy was one of their main closers. Don McMahon was their closer. Ted Abernathy is going to come in for Cleveland. 2-6. He had 11 saves. But he is maybe the second best in relief numbers. So Ted Abernathy will pitch for the 1964 Indians. Smith will lead off for the 64 Mets. Top of the eighth, 5-4. 5-5 for Abernathy. That's at the ballpark. Smith, 3-6. Single past second base. Base hit. Base hit for Smith. So Cleveland Stadium helps Smith. And that's his first hit of the game. He had struck out all 3 times. Smith on at first. And that will bring up Jesse Gonder. Strategy die roll can be in effect. He's gotten a 1, a +1, a 2. I don't see Smith stealing, but let's see what happens. Let me just see what the roll is. That is a 6. Nothing going on. Let's see what we got. That is a 2-6 on Abernathy's card. That is a blank against the lefty. Gonder, 4-5. That's a ground ball. That's a ground ball to third. Double play rating is a 3. Infield halfway, +4. Abernathy, 0. The pivot man on the third is the second baseman. Brown's pivot rating is a 0. So a 1-4, they turn 2. They do. And the Mets go into their 5-4-3 double play. And there are 2 down. And the batter now is Roy McMillan. And that is a 6-1 strikeout possibility, 13 too high. 6-1, star line 1, ground out to short, and that'll do it for the Mets in that inning. So no runs, there was a hit. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 5-4. Can the Mets hold it? Can the 64 Mets hold it? Well, we'll find out. Larry Bernard will come out to pitch for a little bit. He's due to bat second, so they're hoping they can get him to get a quick inning. Leading off for the 64 Indians is Vic Davalillo in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-4 on Bernard's card is a blank against the lefty. Davalillo's 1-2 single into right field, base hit. And the Indians get the leadoff man on. And the batter will be Leon Wagner. Davalillo's attempt is a 4 with a 0, so a 1-4. He still might want to use a strat roll, see what comes up. It is an 8, so nothing going on. I would make a choice. The strat roll, I'm going to say, tells me I can do it. It's still up to me to make the decision. Tying run at first base. Infield halfway. 6-6. Walk +10. And 18. And against the righty, that is an 18. Nothing there. And he walks Wagner. So now the Indians have runners at first and second and nobody out. And that's going to be it for Bernard. He can't do it. The Mets are probably going to bring in one of their best relief pitcher if possible. But he's got to have at least enough relief appearances for me to do it. See, the Mets want to bring in and the Mets are going to bring in Bill Wakefield and try to shut this game down. Bill Wakefield had 2 saves. He had 58 appearances in 1964. Runners at first and second and nobody out. Wakefield is now the pitcher. And the leadoff batter, and the next batter for the Indians is Chance. And Chance has walked twice and struck out. Runners at first and second. Bill Wakefield now. Can he make a play? Can he do it? Infield is still halfway. 2-4. And that is a strikeout possibility against a righty. He's a 17, but +2 from Cleveland Stadium makes it a 19. It's an 18, and he strikes out Chance. He gets some help from the mistake by the lake. 1 out. And now the batter is John Romano. Romano was grounded out into 2 5-4-3 double plays. Big pitch here by Wakefield against Romano. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Should roll to see if anything's going on. That's a 16. Nothing going on. So 1 out. Here's the pitch to Romano. And that is a 1-5. That's a range play at the ballpark. 6-4. That's a ground ball to short. The ball is hit to McMillan. His range is a 2. He needs a 1-2 to make this play. He does. He makes the play. Now do they get the double play? 4. -1 is a 3, but the infield is halfway, so it is a 4. The second baseman is the pivot man in this case. It's Hunt. He has no rating. A 1-4. They turn 2. They do. 6, shortstop to second to first. Mets get out of the jam. Double play. John Romano grounds out into his third DP, and the Mets get out of it. A great play by shortstop McMillan. His range was a 2, and he makes the play, throws to second, throws to first, and gets out of the jam. Wakefield goes to give. Wakefield blows McMillan a kiss. Side retired. Oh, my. No runs, 1 hit. There was a walk at the end of 8. The Mets still lead it 5-4. Top of the 9th. Ted Abernathy still going to pitch for Cleveland. Leading off for the Mets will be George Altman. Altman is 1 for 3 tonight. Abernathy, 1-6. Possible home run check against the lefty. It's a 1-10. It passes. It's a 6 against the left-handed pitcher. Well, guess what? Altman just hit a home run, and I'll show you why. A 1-6 is a possible home run. There's a possible home run against the left-handed batter. It's a 1-10. It's a 6 on the dice. So it passes this home run check. Against a right-handed pitcher, it's a 6. So I got to roll. I'm sorry. So when it needs against a right-handed pitcher, it needs a 6. So a 1-6, Altman hits a home run. No, he doesn't, but he does get a chance to hit. So it goes as a blank. I thought it was. I forget if Abernathy was a right-handed pitcher. 6-1 on Altman's card. He grounds out to short. Geez, all that fun, all that good stuff, and it's a ground out. Sometimes you get excited. We will see a new batter as Wakefield was due to bat. They'll bring in a pinch hitter for the Mets. Let's see who they're going to bring in. Righty on the mound, so we'll probably see a lefty here. Let's see who the Mets got in the left-handed line in the left-handed bench. And it looks like it will be let's see. Mets are going to bring in Tim Harkness. No, not Harkness. I'm sorry. Larry Elliott. He has the most at-bats as a left-handed batter, and that's one rule I really have to go by. So Larry Elliott will pinch it against Ted Abernathy. 1 out, top of the 9th. Abernathy, 2-1. That is a blank against the left. That's where those splits come through. 4-2 on Elliott's card. That's a star line, too. That's just a ground ball to short. 2 men down. And the next batter is Jim Hickman. And Ted Abernathy is now tired. So we'll see if they can get through him. See if they can just get through Abernathy here to pitch against Hickman. 6-5 on Abernathy's card. That is a range play. Hickman, 4-5. That is a fly ball to center field. So the ball is hit to Davio. His range is a 3. Does he make the play? No, he does not. Is it a single or a double? It is a double for Hickman. So it's over. It's over Davio's head, and the Mets get a 2-out double. And that is Hickman's second hit of the night. A big insurance run at second base. The batter is Ron Hunt. They're going to stick with Abernathy. Just has to avoid 5-3. Everything else should be okay. 2 outs. Hickman on at second. 2-6 on Abernathy's card. That is a walk plus 10 and a 5 against the righty is an 8. And we add 10, it's an 18, 20 automatically, and now he walks Hunt. Runners at first and second now for Ed Kranepool. Kranepool is 0 for 4 tonight, and that's going to be it for Abernathy. They're not going to take a chance now. The Indians, this is one and done, so you got to play it like a game. In a way, you almost have to play it like a game 7. So they're going to bring in Sonny Siebert to relief. It's not a save situation, and in case it does go into extra innings, they want to save. McMahon. So Sonny Siebert comes in for 64 Cleveland. He can pitch to 11 batters, just in case it goes into extras. So here is now Ed Kranepool with runners at first and second, with 2 outs. In the top of the 9th here at Cleveland Stadium. The opening game of the 1964 one-and-gone tournament. Siebert pitches 2-4. Strikeout possibility against the righty. That's a 9-12 is too high for Kranepool. Kranepool gets a chance to hit. It is a 5-6, and it's a line out right to first. Side retire. Mets made it interesting, but couldn't get anything in. No runs and a hit. It's still 5-4. Bottom of the 9th inning. Mets will bring in their closer. And that will be Willard Hunter. Willard Hunter does have a 4.41 ERA, but he has 5 saves. They're going to go with him. The Mets will go with Willard Hunter to see if they can close this game and upset the 13th seed Cleveland Indians. They'll have to do it, though. Leading off for the Indians will be Tito Francona. Francona is 1 for 2 tonight. Got on a base hit and reached on an error. Bottom of the 9th inning. Could we see some inside pitch 9th inning magic? 5-6 on Hunter's card. That is a range play. And that one didn't make the tower. I'll re-roll. Range play, 3-5, fly ball to right field. The ball is hit to Altman. His range is a 3. Does he make the play? No, he does not. Single or double? It is a single. Francona will go to first. Leadoff base hit. As Altman couldn't get there in time. Probably dropped in front of him. Tying run is on. And the batter is Max Alvis. Alvis is 3 for 3 today. Francona, let's see if there's anything going on with the strat roll. It is a 5. His attempt rating is a 2. No, nothing going on. So they'll hit away normally. Willard Hunter pitching to Alvis. Infield halfway. 1-3 blank. Alvis 3-2. Fly ball to left field. Christopher gets to that. Out number 1. That's the first time they get to Alvis. They knock Alvis out. And Francona stays at first, 1 out. The next batter will be Larry Brown. Anything with the strat roll. It is a 17. Nothing going on. Francona on it first. Willard Hunter with the pitch. That's a 1-6. Is it a wild pitch? Yes, it is. A wild pitch, 1-13, a 2, and Francona is in scoring position. Oh. Of course, fans here at Cleveland Stadium are enjoying that, so the tying run is at second base. And we re-roll again. Willard Hunter, a wild pitch. Can he hold it? And no, I'm not going to walk Larry Brown. You're not going to put the winning run on base. Pitch from Hunter, 2-3. And that is against, wow, that is close. That was against the lefty, that would have been a single, but against the righty, that is a blank. So Brown gets a chance to swing, though. That's a 3-5, and it's a ground ball to third base. That's a ground ball to third. Franco's base running rating is a 3. He has to beat a 1d6 roll in order to advance to third base. It is a 1. He does. His base running rating is a 3. He beats it. Francona does go to third, but Brown is out at second base. 2 outs. 2 down. And now a pinch hitter coming up for Sonny Siebert. And coming on to pinch hit is going to be Chico Salmon. He has 283 at bats, a 307 batting average. I will give the Indians their best chance to get a hit. Tito tying run is at third base. Chico Salmon batting for the Indians. Willard Hunter trying to close it out. Anything on the strat roll? 7, no. So 2 outs. Willard on the Mets trying to upset the 13 seed Indians. Willard Hunter looking to get the save. Francona tying run at third. Salmon at the plate. Here's the pitch. 5-1. Possible error. 1-3. It's a single to left field. This game's tied. It's a single to left, and is there an error in left field? The ball is hit to Christopher. His error rating is a 0, so there's no error, but Salmon is on first. Franco comes in, and the Indians tie this game in the bottom of the 9th. Can you believe it? And now the winning run is at first base. And the batter will be Dick Hauser. As Larry Harris says, let's go Tribe. Yeah, okay, thanks. Tied at 5, bottom of the 9th inning. Willard Hunter. Anything on the strat roll? It is an 18. Dick, with 2 outs, you're not going to bunt, and there's no pickoff. So, no, you're not going to bunt with 2 outs. So, how it's going to be no. I just want to see if there was a pickoff attempt or a steal. No hit and run. Willard Hunter will pitch to Hauser. 5-3. That's a blank. Hauser, 2-1. Fly ball left field. We're going into extra innings. Why am I not surprised we're going into extra innings? 1 run for the Indians on 2 hits. And at the end of 9, we are tied at 5. Are you kidding me? Extra innings and inside pitch? Can't be. This isn't payoff pitch. Top of the 10th, tied at 5. Mets, all they had to do was just get an out, but they couldn't do it. We'll see a new pitcher for the Indians. Remember, everybody on this roster, on these roster cards, are available. I don't have any roster limits. This is a one-and-done tournament. I don't care. Everybody's available. I'm not worried about 25-man roster limits. Coming on to pitch for the Indians is going to be Tommy John. The young Tommy John, I should say. He had 11 relief appearances in 1964. 3.93 ERA. So John will come on to pitch. And leading off for the Mets will be Joe Christopher here in the top of the 10th. 1964 would have been born. Larry, Indians are going down, as Daniel Patani says. Well, like I said, this 1964 Mets team wasn't that great. Matter of fact, they were awful. They were the worst team in baseball. But they're holding their own against a mediocre Cleveland Indians team from 1964. They are the 13th seed in this tournament. Tommy John will pitch to Christopher. 6'4", that is a walk plus 10. And against the lefty is a 9 plus 19, a 15, and he walks the leadoff batter. Christopher goes to first on a walk. Go-ahead run already on base. See if the strat die has anything to say. Calls for a 7, nothing going on. So now the batter for the Mets will be Charlie Smith. Smith singled his last time up, 1 for 4. 3-2 for Tommy John. That is another walk possibility. Against the lefty is a 15 plus 2, 17, but an 18 too high. Smith will swing. 2-4 on Smith's card. Single into left field. That's a base hit. That's an S7. Joe Christopher's base running rating is a 3. To get to third is a -2, so it's a 1. The ball is hit to Wagner. His arm rating is a +1, so it's a 2. So a 1-2, Christopher gets to third base. 3-5, he holds. 6, someone's out. Possibly. He does. A 2 gets him to third. And the Mets have the go-ahead run 90 feet away. So a walk and a base hit. And now the batter is Jesse Gonder. Indians calling for the infield in. You're going to ring on that victory bell. Still nobody out, top of the 10th. I never thought I'd get a game like this for Inside Pitch. I'm glad I do, because it means the game's going to happen. 3-2, another walk possibility, and that is a 4, and Tommy John has not done the job. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the batter now is Roy McMillan. We may see a pinch hitter for him. And Tommy John has allowed, I'm going to pull him. I'm not going to keep him out there. I'm going to pull him. No, I'm going to pull him. John will come out, and I'll get up. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in Cleveland's best pitcher. Now there's no choice. They got to bring in Don McMahon, who's their closer. Bases loaded. Infield is going to be in. Roy McMillan, the batter. The Mets are going to make a change. McMillan is a shortstop, so we'll see a pinch hitter for McMillan. And see who we want to bring in to bat for him. Check the at-bats listing. Should have had these cards set up better, but okay. The Mets are going to bring in Chris Cannizzaro. He's their backup catcher. Chris Cannizzaro is going to go ahead and pinch hit. McMillan will come out. Bobby Klaus will take over at shortstop. And he will bat 7th from here on in. So Chris Cannizzaro will come in and bat. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Mets. Infield in for the Indians. They are not going to try. They think John needs surgery. Bases loaded. The last time the Mets had the bases loaded, the Mets hit a grand slam. As Ron Hunt hit a grand slam in the second inning. Don McMahon, he's the main closer for Cleveland in 1964. 1-1. That is a walk. Oh my, that's a possible walk. Cannizzaro against the lefty, against the righty is a 13. It's a 9. Don McMahon walks in a run. Oh, my. He walks in a run, and the merry-go-round turns. Chris Cannizzaro is walked. He has an 8 against the righty, plus... Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That's not a walk. That's not a walk. My bad. That's not a walk. I was looking at the strikeout rating. It's an 8. And the die roll is a 9. That's not a walk. But Cannizzaro does get a chance to hit. My bad. Not a walk. Sorry, not a walk. Bases are still loaded, though. Cannizzaro does get a chance to swing. That's a 4-4. That is a star line 4. That's a star line 4. And against... Let's see, a star line 4, and that is going to be a ground ball. That is a ground ball to second base. Joe Christopher has to come in. The infield is in. The infield is in, so they're going to try for the double play. They're going to do for the double play try. The infield is in, so Christopher is out. His base running rating is a 3. His base running rating is a 3. I got to make sure I get this right. Jeez. Bases loaded. Defense can choose automatic out at first, a double play try. Infield in. -2 is a 1. So double play rating for Cannizzaro is a 2. It is a 0. So they're going to throw home. So Joe Christopher has base running rating as a 1. So I think if I roll a 1, I think it's a 3. So no, Christopher is out. The runners do move one base. And the double play rating was a 2, so it was a 0. So they do not get the double play anyway, but they do get the out. So Christopher is out. 1 out now, and still tied at 5. Fielder's choice for Cannizzaro. And the batter now will be George Altman with the bases loaded still, 1 out. Indians now playing for the infield in still because Altman doesn't ground out into many double plays. So the infield now is in for Charlie Smith. Don McMahon, I thought really would have walked in a run, but nope. Don McMahon will pitch. And that is a 6-3. And that is a strikeout plus 10. And against the righty, it's a 12 and a 6, no problem. McMahon strikes out Altman, 2 outs. Can the Indians get out of the jam? Willard Hunter was the scheduled batter. The Mets will go to the bench. And the Mets will bring in Frank Thomas. He bats .271. He's a righty, but he's one of their better hitters. So Frank Thomas, not the big hurt Frank Thomas from the White Sox, but he will come up to bat. 2 outs. Top of the 10th inning, tied at 5. Don McMahon trying to keep it 5-5. As Daniel Patani says, Mets have blown it. McMahon's pitch, 2-6. That is a possible wild pitch, and it's a 14. It could be a passed ball. And the catcher is Romano, and his passed ball rating is a cheek on that. Hold on a minute. I keep on figuring passed balls what I roll against. Is it the error rating or is it something else? Passed ball. Check pitchers, wild pitch, and base run ratings. I forget that. Hold on. Timeout. Roll a 1d6 versus the catcher's pass ball rate. The number after. Okay. So the ball. So Romano's his rating is a 2. So it's a possible pass ball. So and John Romano is the catcher for the Cleveland Indians. His pass ball rating is a 2. If it's a 2 or lower, it gets past him. It is a 1. It's a pass ball. John Romano blows it behind the plate. It's a pass ball, runners advance. Smith scores, Gonder to third, Canizaro to second, 6-5 Mets. A huge pass ball on Romano. Runners at second and third now, 2 outs, and the Mets now lead it 6-5. In the top of the 10th. Oh, John Romano's going to hear that. McMahon threw a bad pitch. It was actually a pretty decent pitch, but in this case, it doesn't work there. And now Thomas with runners at second and third with 2 outs. Now the infield will play normal. And actually, they're going to intentionally walk Frank Thomas now and load the bases. So that is a walk. And the lather pitch to Jim Hickman, who doesn't hit as well as Thomas does. So now there's a play at any base. So now bases loaded, 2 outs. But now it's a 6-5 Mets lead. Don McMahon, pass ball on Romano. Here's the pitch. 3-1. That's a star line, automatic star line. And that is a star line 2, and Hickman flies out to center. And that will end the inning. Wow, what an amazing inning that was. The Mets get 1 run on 1 hit, 3 walks, 1 intentional, and 1 pass ball. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning with the Mets leading 6-5. Can the Mets hold it this time and pull off this upset? Mets will bring in another pitcher. I'll check to see who's available for the Mets here. Let's see here. Timeout while I look through the pitchers. And they're going to bring in Ron Locke. The Mets will bring in Ron Locke to pitch. He has a 3.51 ERA. He's a left-hander. Why would I bring a left-hander? Because the next 3 batters for the Indians are left-handers. Vic Davalillo leads off for the Cleveland Indians in the bottom half of the 10th inning. 6-5. Davalillo 1 for 4. Can Ron Locke get this game done? Let's find out. Locke with the pitch. 6-5. That's a range play. Range play. 6-4. That's a single in the shortstop. Single past shortstop. When Millen's range is a 2. Does he make the play? No, he does not, and that just becomes a single. And Davalillo will go to first. And again, the Indians have the tying runner on. And the batter will be Leon Wagner. Is there any strategy going on? A 2. Yes, that would be a steal attempt for Vic Davalillo. Stolen base rating is a 13. And a -1 would be a 12. Gonder is a -1 would be 11. A 1 to 11 for Davalillo to steal. I'm going to call that off, and I'll let him hit normally. I would hate for them to try to, but then again, that would put them in scoring position. That's a strat roll. Larry Harris, if you're still watching the game, the steals, I got a steal attempt for Vic Davalillo. His stolen base rating is I'll let you make the call. His stolen base rating is a 13. -1 from Locke is a 12. And Gonder, his arm is a -1, so it'd be a 1. It would be a 1 to 11. It'd be a 1 to 11 for Davalillo to score to get to second base. Okay? Do you want me to have him steal? The strategy roll says I should do it, but it's up to you, Larry. You're rolling for the tribe here. So I have him steal. Do we let Leon Wagner hit? I'll let you make the call. I like doing that. I like having my chat get involved. Since I got a tribe fit, don't steal. Okay, very well. Very well. We'll see what happens. Infield is halfway. Lock with the pitch. 3-3. Possible strikeout. 11 against the left-handed pitcher. It is an 11. Plus 2 is 13. And Wagner will go down on strikes. And we got 1 out. Now the batter is Bob Chance. Let's see if the strat roll comes up again. That is a 7, and that would be a hit and run opportunity in this case, because the 4 plus 1 is a 5, and hit and runs are 2 or at least 2 higher. There's a possible hit and run. Do you want me to hit and run or hit away normally? Larry Harris, hit and run or no? Hit and run. Okay. We try the hit and run. Infield is still halfway. 3-1. Possible error on a grounder. Chance. 2-2. And that against the lefty, that's going to be a single. It's an S4. That is a single past second base, which means Davio. So that becomes a hit and run. So now all base running has got a +2. So Davio plus rating becomes a 5. Becomes a 5 to get the third. So he still has to, and a single and a S4, he has to be a 2. So yeah, Davio does go to third. So the hit and run works beautifully. Runners in the corners, 1 out. And now the batter is John Romano, who made the passed ball, and he has grounded out into 3 double plays. Runners at the corners, 1 out. See what the strategy roll says here. It is a 6. Nothing going on. So now we try to do it. Mets are going to call the infield in. Actually, you know what? They're going to call the infield back. John Romano is grounded out into 4 and has a DVP of a 4. I got to give the Indians a chance. So timeout. Might be going to the bench here. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Romano's going to come out, and coming on to bat for Cleveland will be Joe Askew. He'll take over at catcher as well, and his GDP is lower. So Joe Askew will now bat for 64 Cleveland. Well, I'm going to and he has grounded into 3 double plays. So Joe Askew will bat, and he's actually maybe a bit of a better batter. So now the Mets will call the infield in with 1 out. Locks pitch, 4-4. That's a wild pitch possibility. It's a 12, and Ron Locke pitches a wild pitch, and we're tied at 6. Are you kidding? Wild pitch by Ron Locke. Davio scores. Chance goes to second, and we are now tied at 6. What a crazy game. What a crazy game to start this tournament. And now the winning run is at second base, and Joe Askew still has a chance. And now they're going to put him on. They'll intentionally walk him to set up the double play, and the batter for the Indians will be Tito Francona. And the Mets are going to play double play death. And Ron Locke, and this is actually Ron Locke's last batter before he gets tired. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Ron Locke, a wild pitch of his own, brings in a run. And now it's 6-6 here in the bottom of the 10th. Francona Infield back halfway, trying to turn 2. Ron Locke, 2-6. Range play. 5-5. Ground ball to second base. The ball is hit to Hunt. His range is a 3. He's got to make it. He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't make it. He doesn't make it. That's a ground. That becomes an S4. And Bob Chance, all he needs is a base running rating of 2 to score from second. He will score, and the Indians win this game 7-6. Wow. The Cleveland Indians have a matchup of their lives, but they win this game on a base hit. As Joe Askew hits a ground ball to second, but on a range play, he didn't make it. As Ron Hunt couldn't get to that one, he rolls a 6, and that will do. And I said he had to make it, and he doesn't. And the Indians eliminate the Mets. Wow, what a way to start the tournament. What a way to start it. 7-6, Indians win. They beat the Mets. What a game. What a game. You were up against the inexperience of the Mets. That's for sure, but it could have went a long way. The winning pitcher is Don McMahon. He gets the win. McMahon gets the win, and he'll go to 1-0 in the tournament. Ron Locke's going to pick up the loss and a blown save. But that eliminates the Mets. So now we go to the tournament 10-minute ticker, we should say. That means the Cleveland Indians move on. And the next game, game number 9, will be the Cleveland Indians taking on the New York Yankees. Good luck with that one. The 64 Yankees were a monster. So the Cleveland Indians will move on. They'll take on the Yankees. And that does it for here. And that does it here as the Cleveland Indians win, but they beat the Mets here. I'll tell you, those Mets gave them a good game. Gave them a tough fight. Good matchup. Very happy it went that way. So that's it for game number 1. The Mets beat Cleveland. The Indians beat the Mets 7-6 as we open up our Inside Pitch 1964 One and Gone tour. Next game will be game number 2. 19 seed Kansas City Athletics. They take on the 14th seed Minnesota Twins. That'll be next. Them Yankees are pushovers. We shall see. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I might have the second game played in a little bit. So thank you all here. Larry Harris, Daniel Patani, thank you for joining me. Next game up, Kansas City Athletics against Minnesota, 1964 Inside Pitch One and Gone. Thank you, guys. We'll see you again later. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay smart. Stay strong. Oh, man.